Guys. All right, guys, it's June 10th. Still got Sean and Nita on to start. So, Sean, what's going on with you and Pippa's deal? You guys closed yet, or what?
We close on Topa. We had to revive it a little bit. We had some lender craziness, and they always wait till the last minute to say, "Oh, there's this detail or this detail." So, but no, we scrambled and revived it. So
Okay,
we are supposed to close on it on Thursday.
so this is the new one. This isn't the one you already
This
doing it.
is Well, no, we have the one that's so close to being on market. Just a couple last things that the realtor wants, touched up and but so close to being on market. Um, and No, we have a couple new ones. We have the one in it's on Topaz Street in San Antonio, and
Okay,
that's the one that our lender went left on us, was goofy.
yeah,
Um, and but yeah, this guy that we just kind of by chance came across, saved it, and so it
that's good.
works. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, we're trying to see because we're trying to help the new couple of new people. It's always a challenge when they first when they're first trying to get them on their first Zoom. And then trying to get Sean, the other Sean, of course, he's still got a little few issues from his rehab, because he's doing rehab for stroke. So sometimes it's a little challenging. Sometimes, like I
Mm.
have to explain it to people so people see, because he can sometimes still be a little off. But I'm happy he's at least. I saw him having to walk in a walker like a month after he had the stroke, so that was like
Mm.
horrible. It took him like an hour, like 45 minutes to get across the parking lot. It takes like 5 minutes to cross.
All right.
But no, that's good news on your guys' deal. So Meridian, that'll be good. That'd be cool to see that one finally get sold
Right.
on the
Right.
market. So that should be a good one. Um, Picking up, like I said, we're at 125 associates. We got 7 in the reindeer. I should have a few more. There's a few people. I got 2 people who emailed me today. They always ask the question, do I get guaranteed funding? It said, what I do is you have a guaranteed opportunity to at least get in front of
Right.
lenders and talk to them and get to know them personally. It's like Willie's thing. It's a deal sucks. The deal doesn't suck. We can probably find the bucks. But I'm kind of, I kind of learned over the years that a lot of people, their deal sucks or they don't know how to underwrite it. They don't know how to do it because they just haven't been trained right. Hey,
Right.
cool. We got Hugo on. So let me go ahead and real quick, I'll get Anita and then I'm going to introduce, I know Chris is on. I'll introduce Hugo because he's one of our new people too. And then, so let me get Anita real quick. Anita, are you able to talk now or do you want to wait? What do you want to do? I guess oh, wait. I'll try to get Hugo. Oh, Hugo, how are you? Cool.
What up? What up?
Hey, long time trying to get you in for a while, man. Let
Yeah,
me
man,
introduce
it's
you to a
been
few
a while.
people. Yeah, we'll get like 10 or 12, we'll get a bunch of people coming in late. We got a new guy in Washington State who came in over the weekend with you, so he's trying to get home. A couple of people trying to get home. We used to do these at different staggering times, and people would like, it got
Right.
confusing. It got confusing. People were like, hey, am I supposed to be on at 5:30 today or 4? So we just had to make
Um,
it consistent. But there's a few people that are in our group. We got Sean Driscoll. Sean's very experienced investor. Also, Chris is very experienced in helping people get money. And he works a lot with life changing lending, which we'll have Casey from life changing lending on, and then Anita's kind of shapes to beyond. But talking about table and correspondent lending. So in the group, we're going to kind of hear it more. If we talk correspondent lending rather than table, because a lot more people are used to the correspondent lending is kind of the term that a lot more people are using. So I've reached out to a couple of sources like Rock Capital and stuff, people that do it. A couple of our people have worked on doing that, and they were encouraged by Rock to actually broker for them for a little while and let them observe them before they, gave them their credit line and stuff, their warehouse line. So I'm trying to see, we have a lot of resources, and that's why I kind of put in there the July kind of deadline. I have a lot of resources to try to pull together our own table funding. We have a lot of people in our group that have committed some funds, and so I think we can actually help you in the interim while we're trying to get you set up with for table funding, correspondent lending.
That'd be
So
great. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and that's what you want to do. Like I said, there's a
mhm,
couple lenders. If you're going to do it with them, they give you a warehouse line. They kind of want to see you like broker or put some deals together first before they
makes
go.
sense.
Yeah, and so we'll help you all step of the way. I'll try to get in touch with Willie Ingram, who just was in that program. We have another associate who's I got to check back with another one that actually has done it. And then I'll hook you up with Gwen as well. Gwen Hinton is our EMD and GAP coordinator. Everybody here can tell you Gwen's awesome. She was a Federal Reserve banker. So she's got a lot of connections outside of me that she can kind of bring to bear to help you. So Sean and Chris and Anita. So Hugo joined, he wants to do table funding and correspondent lending as which is,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, real quick, what I do is basically I find home buyers all over Texas, right, who aren't
yeah,
able to get qualified for a mortgage on the house that they want to buy. And they come to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to buy this house. I can't get qualified for a mortgage." And then I connect them with investors. Um, Preferably, it's just like people that are gonna fund the house out of their retirement account, and then
yeah,
we just create notes. They basically act as the bank, right? We still underwrite the borrower, and we go through an RMLO. We create notes at like 10 to 12%. And so those IRA investors are usually pretty happy to have their money or earning 10 to 12% interest instead of it just sitting in their retirement account, right?
yeah.
So ideally, that's what I'm looking for as far as like table funding. It's just like
Yeah, you
people
get,
with
and we got
retirement.
that, and that would actually become faster for us to put together for you than it would be to get like Rock or somebody, which they're obviously out there. Rock's $1 billion company, and
Mm,
I've broken for them, so that actually opens the doors a little bit more because we actually have another associate named Dominic. He may
okay.
log in pretty soon. Dominic's actually doing kind of what you're doing a little bit, and he helps people who have like sometimes he'll if they have less than perfect credit, he'll buy the house and finance it for him. So not quite what you're doing, but kind of close enough where you guys should definitely have a conversation
Yeah,
because
that's what we do as well is what you can do is like if the investor you just take someone that has good credit, right? And then they have just enough money for like a 20% down payment. The investor is actually going to take out a loan on that house. They're going to use their good credit to take out a loan, and then we're going to turn around to the end buyer and create a wraparound mortgage around that first loan, right? Because the investor uses their good credit to get a loan at what, like 7%. We create a
yeah,
wrap at like 10%, and then we also upsell the house a little bit. Um, so I'm that's probably what Dominic is doing, right?
probably close to it. But let me bring Chris on because he's our experience. He works with life changing lending, which is one of our major lending. They got two in part. Chris, do you have any input for Hugo or any thoughts? Because you've got pretty good background for that.
I was just messaging him and saying, yes, that is what the other guy does. And I actually hooked up with another guy in Texas that's doing that. So I was just messaging you,
Mhm.
Hugo. I would be interested in being a wraparound investor if you are still looking for
Okay.
some.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got, and
definitely.
you're going to meet like a lot of people. We got 125 people in the group and growing with the reindeer.
Awesome.
So obviously, yeah. So you're going to meet a lot of people I mean, I'm not worried at all about like. I think we could hook you up with Rock if we had to, or some of these big
Mm,
lenders. But Chris and these guys and Sean will tell you, there's a lot of people in our group that I started recruiting a lot of people back in August, September because the Gators were getting really aggressive, and I said, well, we need to get, we need to be able to
yeah.
get EMD and GAP. So we have a lot of people that came in that actually have more than what EMD and GAP requires, and they're just kind of like sitting there. And so Gwen works with a lot of those people, and she structures the deals. She provides all our forms. I'll introduce you to Gwen as well. But there's a number of people in our group that probably could work with you, and Dominic and like Chris and his other guy kind of build something like that, and then get more resources. And then I can, I'm pretty good at getting, and we're just getting bigger and stronger we're
Mm,
launching, with everything I'm launching, it's like we're gonna get a lot of literally, we're doing everything, and I'm gonna update everybody on kind of reindeer after this. I want to make sure I'll get an update from Chris and Anita and Matt's on. Matt's actually been working with me for 5 years. So we got a couple people, one of my partners, and then we got a couple other people coming on. Chris is actually coming on right now too, so we got some good. Yeah, we normally pick up people. We tell people, if you're going to be late, it's no problem. Just instead, if you're going to be like an hour or something, I'm not telling you, I'm telling everybody. You guys are going to be like an hour, 45 minutes or something. Just text me so I can say, hey, I make sure we stay on if we're slow or something. Because you guys
Mm.
know that sometimes sometimes on a Monday night we're tending to we may finish early. Whereas Thursday night's a funny night. This is open discussion. We're trying to get this around like everybody kind of social. We have a good time at the end of the night. We're kind of like having to turn the recording off because we get a little it gets a little bit too social, and it's like it's fun that
Sure.
way. We're not like all. Now, did you said something about you were in Belgium? Were you in Belgium or something? I thought you said something
Me,
about that.
yeah, I'm in Belgium right now. That's where I live. Um, so yeah, I do everything online. Right now it's like 1 a.m. So
Yeah,
stayed up a little bit. I'm used to staying up. I'm just like on American time, right? I kind of have to, and I just
yeah.
wake up late.
And I
So
mean, I try to feel, try to do it because we actually have somebody in Australia. We had a lady in Pakistan. She's from Dallas, but her family's from Pakistan. She's out there taking care of family affairs. We have a guy named Bill who's in United Kingdom. So you guys are, not too, a couple countries away
yeah,
by the channel. And then we have a lady in Canada who actually invested in in the Carolinas. And so we tell people, if you want it. So we've got we're an international thing now, which is great. I mean, it's
mm,
awesome. I think it's great. And I want to go to Belgium too. I want to do. I was hoping
you
to do
should,
that.
man.
I was hoping to do that D-Day tour. I've wanted to do that where
Oh yeah.
You start in London, you end up all the way in like Austria. It takes like
Uh-huh.
20. It takes like 21 days. Go through Bastogne and all that. So I'm huge. I'm a huge, and these guys can tell you the last couple of weeks I've been posting a lot of D-Day related stuff. I'm a huge, not a historian, but kind of a fan of like the D-Day stuff, like
Yeah. Yeah,
generals
it's
and how.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never, I've always wanted to go to the Ardennes, and I don't want to go there in December. I learned that by watching every movie about it. But I want to go there. Yeah,
Nice.
so cool. So I think we can actually do really good things with you. I think you can actually enjoy it and meet a lot of good
Yeah,
people.
man, I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, I know it took a while for us to get you on board. So let's try to build relationships. Let me go around and get let's just get some thoughts
Sure.
from Chris. Chris, what's going on with you? New. Um, Anything going on exciting and life changing? I know Casey's going to be on in a bit.
Um, no, not there. It's other places. I've got. I just did one of those a wrap mortgage for it is a place here in San Antonio. I still got my flip going on. I'm converting a um, couple of my other flips into lease to own
Okay.
properties. So just dabbling around a couple different areas. I've had a couple of my private loans paid off. Actually, one just got paid off today, so that was cool.
Well, that's good news. That's always fun when you get
Yeah,
your loans paid back. That's the ball. That's the game. But yeah. So that's awesome, man. I appreciate that feedback. So yeah, man, that's cool. Let me try to get Anita real quick, see if she's able to. Sometimes she's working on stuff, and then I'll come back to you, Chris, if we got any lending it discussions. Because until Casey gets here, I think he was trying to get Addison on too, but guess Anita's not. We'll try to come back to her. Tom Smith's coming on. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Matt Moreland. Matt's actually been on with us for a couple of years. So. Matt, what's going on, dude, in California?
Hey, how's it going, Nate?
Yeah.
Nothing much for me. I haven't been too active in real estate. But
Okay.
now that my son's out of school, I just want to be more active and just learning about different opportunities. I still, know how to host and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. We want to definitely get, I want to do one-on-one with you and just kind of get back in touch. So off the Zoom. So maybe we can schedule that and try to, do a one-on-one and then connect you with some of the guys from the OG group. Because we got a few of them still with us, Ari and actually Sean's on tonight. So it's pretty cool.
Appreciate
Doable stuff. Yeah. So we got some people on. So cool. We'll do that. Let me get to Marjorie. Marjorie, how you doing? How's your you're into your first week? What do you need help with right now from me and then the group?
Well, I basically I have two properties that I bought. One of them I owe, I paid in cash and it needs full rehab. Um so I need, funds for that one. And the second one I bought with private money and I have 5 months left to pay the private money. I'm in 42 and I need 15,000 for rehab. Both properties are in Illinois.
Okay. So let me do this. We got a couple people on that are in the lending space, and then I know Casey with Life Changing is coming on, and I definitely want to connect you and a few people with them anyway. I know we actually got a guy in Washington State now joining us, which you guys all know the last couple of weeks I've been joking about the Pacific Northwest is where we're short on it. Now we got somebody there. So I want to connect you with them because the lenders in the group can help you with this, and then some other people may be able to chime in. Especially, it's a little challenging when it's a little bit less than any deals that's like 100,000 or under is going to be a
Yeah,
little bit
that's
more
the
challenging.
issue.
Yeah. So it may come down to somebody in the group who maybe is willing to be like a private lender or something like that. And we got plenty of them. So what we want to do maybe is I want to maybe do a one-on-one and try to maybe, if you can be on Thursday, maybe give me tomorrow and Wednesday to kind of get with you and kind of get you prepared for Thursday where you can make some kind of more of a formal, not like written and all that, but some kind of like just a little bit more detail for the group on Thursday night, which is the funny night. We do Mondays is kind of loose and it's kind of discussion, open discussion, and then Thursday we want to have the lenders on and people kind of come on and then Friday morning hopefully we see a lot of deals start happening. We got a lot of deals. I mean, Life Change's got a lot of deals done with us, and we got some other people, Greg Lee with Lone Star, but you kind of I don't know if it's not probably not in their wheelhouse at that lower level, but we don't give up. We don't like to say no. We want to get creative and see if we can get it done for you. We got some other, people like maybe I can hook you up with RA or somebody. Ari, I don't know if he's going to come on or not tonight. But yeah, I can definitely on Thursday try to get you ready for Thursday. If you're not able to make it, let me know because I can just do a Facebook Live or a Zoom with you, go over everything, and then get everything to the group if you want. I'm always, and that's for everybody. If you guys have something come up and you just can't make it on a Thursday or something, just let me know so we can do a one-on-one, and then I'll get it to the group as well. Make sure that you guys all get heard, and we try to get your financing in place. We got a lot of people, 125 people, not everybody. I don't think we've ever had more than 30, 35 people. A lot of people join the group for different reasons. Some just go get downloads. They get stuff that they wouldn't normally have to pay for. We've had people join. If you guys go in the middle where I got the family office and hedge fund databases, people join paid just to get those because, it literally has cost me about 10 grand to get those and maintain them over the last few years. So they're really valuable to have those kind of contacts. And
Mhm.
so it's pretty cool that way. Let me check with Chris and or Tom real quick since he's on, and then the other Chris, and then I'll
Thank
get
you.
to Sean. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, Mark, you just reach out to me. We'll come back to everybody as usually too. Hey, Tom, what's going on, dude? Long
What's
time
going on, Nate? How you been, man?
Busy, busy, busy trying to get this reindeer thing going and get the we're gonna be ready to launch the actual platform and now. So
Nice. No, that
I'm doing
sounds
all
great.
I'm doing all the
Yeah.
demos. I got like 40 demos because they have demos of all the different products that come with it. All the
Nice.
little add-ons. And the nice thing is it's like a fixed price for a year. They don't take a piece, which is nice. You just do a flat fee and you can pay to up to 10,000 people, which is
Oh,
great.
okay.
So
There
it's
you
like
go.
less. Yeah, it's like $7.99 if you want 10,000 people on. That's for a
Gotcha.
year, and that's a pretty good deal rather than taking a cut.
Gotcha. No, that sounds good.
Yeah. So what are you up to these days? I've seen you post a few times.
Let's see. I have a luxury flip going right now in Tucson. I have a partner that's going to do a final walkthrough on a 43 unit apartment building in Denver. I just got sent an 85 unit apartment building in Texas that somebody would like to partner with me on potentially. And run the acquisition and the asset management side of it, and things like that. I've been helping Casey and Life Changing. I brought them a few loans. I might actually onboard with them as
As a loan
as an
loan officer.
MLO.
That'd be awesome. You'd be the second one because Chris did that as well.
Yeah, so I've just like I'm getting enough traction where it just kind of makes sense with it. I brought on a couple clients for some private money lending. They're interested, but we're still working out terms and really what they want to do and stuff like that. So
Cool. Sounds
just
good.
kinda,
Are you by chance coming to Denver to do that walkthrough with him, or is he just doing it?
so he's gonna do this. We're
Okay.
doing this. He's a contractor in the area, so if when we submit our LOI, if it's accepted and things like that, I'll be coming up to Denver pretty regularly for the first few months. So I can't wait to, sit down, have a drink and try some of your hot sauce and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it'll be good. And we're actually into that season now.
yeah, there you go.
I've actually got a friend of mine selling it for me for the first couple because I'm going to be busy. Like
Yeah.
last year I did like 3 farmers markets a week, and I can only do one this year. So I'm just
Gotcha.
doing one, and I'm doing one at my friend's restaurant, El Rancho, because he wants me to invest in it and stuff later on. So I'm trying to, So yeah, so cool. We'll have to hook up when you're out here. Let me know if you need any help with it. Obviously, you're with Life Changing. I mean, as far as your apartment complexes and stuff, we got a lot. We got a lot of new people. I mean, literally, we filled out the associates to 125, and you guys, everybody knows that Tom was 101 back when that was our last milestone before 125. So we're capped at 125. I'm gonna try to put 125 of the reindeer slate team together, so we have 250, and then basically we're going to go to subscriptions hopefully September, October.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to give you guys a little bit more formal. I'll give everybody a little bit more formal update after I go through. Got a couple other people I need to check in with that just logged on, so we can
Yeah.
get an update. And then I know Casey's coming on, and I think
Yeah.
we got our new guy Stan, who's out of Washington State. He's got 2 flips, that he looks like. So I'm trying to hook him up with Life Changing.
No, yeah,
So
that's a great resource. I really like a lot of Life Changing programs. I will definitely be, if we go under contract, I'll definitely be posting in the group about some of the equity placement, because we're going to have a decent size, capital raise at about just over 2 million, I think. So
that's actually pretty good. That's not too. Yeah, that's not
not
like I've seen some that are like 20 million or 10 million. Two's
yeah,
not that
no,
bad.
no, no. If I was going to do something bigger, I'd go with some of the institutional connections that I've made, and just kind of take it to them and get a nice big check.
And I think if we do that, then we probably want to see if we can do kind of a rundown on how people qualify. If you're going 506C, I
Yeah.
mean, so we can tell people how they qualify. Obviously everybody in the group, we want everybody to be able to like learn about the process. But if you're not qualified, then you can't really advance past maybe just watching or observing.
Mhm.
So that'll be a good lesson to have some people watch what's going on or whatever from the outside. And then
Yeah.
later on, as they get, either qualified themselves or later on they want to do their own capital raise, they know what, they know a little bit more. And I can break
Sure.
out the Form D and some of the documents that I've done before. Try to get Paul on to come on and talk about, or, some of the other attorneys talk about what
Yeah,
people need.
when we go under contract, I'm going to reach out to Paul, and then I'll probably reach out. I don't know if you know John Gankler,
I
out
don't
of
know
Ohio.
John. No, I mean I know like Jillian, but she's kind of semi-retired. She did all of Grant Cardone's.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
obviously she made her money from Grant as his attorney. And then I know like Gene Trowbridge, Jamie Wan, and then kind of loosely Merrill Calliser, just because Merrill's went to a few events that I was at
Okay.
before COVID. So, but I would recommend Paul because he's in the group and would like to definitely get him some. One of the things I'm going to do with Reindeer, some of the revenue, I'm going to try to retain him and another attorney or two. Just not major like retainer, just something to have him on the standby for, they could do a couple hours or something if they need to for somebody. Just
Yeah, I was
on
going to reach out to Paul because he's in the group, and then I've got like I said, John Gankler is somebody that has done some things for some of my other mentors and people that I trust. So kind of get a couple different opinions, and it's always good to have backups too.
Yeah, and I know that's awesome. Cool. So let me try to get a couple more people. Anita keeps trying to get it. Let me try to get her because she keeps going in and out. So make sure. Anita, are you able to? And then I'll go Anita and then Chris and the other Chris and then Sean. And then Casey's
Okay,
coming. Hey, Anita, what's going on? How are you?
I'm okay. We finally got some movement on my Springfield project. We've got a lawyer to try to get our deed going, so that's good. We got a contractor to go in and look at it, so that's going good. So maybe we'll get some movement there. Our house here in St. Louis that folded under, so we'll be focused on the one in Springfield.
Are you still planning to wholesale that one? The one that you had the problem with the water meter?
Yeah, we got all the leaks fixed, but I had to reach out to try to find a hard money lender. The loan fell through, so we're just gonna fold it under.
Okay. I mean, that sucks, but I mean, it is kind of,
It is
I
what
mean,
it is.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Let's get on and get you onto something that'll actually go for you, make some money and lesser stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, everybody in the group is here that's heard about it. They want you to succeed, so you know who to reach out to.
Yeah.
We got some more people. Cool, this is gonna be a busy night. We got like 4 people coming on. Casey just came on, so let me check with Chris, and then I'll bring on Casey and Sean. But Casey, because I need to kind of introduce all the new people to Casey. But let me get Chris. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Trying to mute you. Chris, get the other Chris.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you? I
Pretty
have to.
good.
It's always funny when I have to go the other.
What's that?
I have to go the other. Yeah, we got multiple people with different. Yeah. We actually Hugo. We actually have 2 Hugos. We have Hugo Pera, who's one of my friends in Denver. So he doesn't come on that much, but he's actually in Denver. He doesn't. He's in our group, but he does pretty good. He has his own. You know, he just uses it for backup. But yeah, what's going on with you, Chris? How are you and Megan doing? What are you guys working on?
Good. Doing good. Kind of just looking for properties. Right now, kind of talking to Willie with the Monster program. Kind of waiting for properties to pop up on there.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, I know he's been promoting that again, and so I'm definitely happy that especially if you guys can actually have access to him and Cameron since they're both in the group. That helps a little bit more. That's a phenomenal program. I'm planning to hopefully do that myself next year after I get Reindeer launched. I have less off my plate once it's rolling. That's a good deal, man. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to get Cameron on sometime hopefully in July as well. So for those of you who are new, Willie Ingram, who's in our group, and Cameron Barry, who's been with us for a couple of years, have a program called the Midwest Monster Program. You can get rental properties through them. It has to be the Midwest. There's some other states, Carolinas and stuff. Really good program if you got a 700 FICO score. Willie did say they were starting to lighten up a little bit on that. It's a really good program to get rental properties. It's a 200% play. As far as the details go, if you're interested, obviously Chris and his wife are in the queue. They're talking to him. We got about 11 people in the group that are in the program, and you can get rental properties like even over 50. But they try to start as 1 and then 2, then 3, then build up to 50. And it's a 5-year program, and you own the properties outright. They get repaid at refis and some other things they do restructuring wise. So I can't really go into it too much. I've heard Cameron talk about it and Willie talk about it. If you guys are interested, I'll get Willie to connect with you and he can actually send you the document on it. Phenomenal program if anybody's interested in it. One of the best programs. I think we got like a couple really good programs out there. We got everything Life Changing does. So I'm going to try to bring Casey on now since he just got on. Casey, I'm waiting for the guy in Washington State. He was on his way home. We just like I said, I sent you that text a couple of days ago, and then Stan finally finished onboarding today. So now we actually have somebody in the Pacific Northwest. That was where we were short. We didn't have anybody until we got to Zeke, until we got to Chris Delphs in Iowa, up in that area. So you do have Washington State. What's a good program for a flip up there?
We got a couple, which I have to look at his deal a little bit just to kind of see, because I don't do a whole lot up there, because it's not really, if you're going to invest up there, it's kind of one of those places you need to live there to get the best edge.
Yeah, he's there. He lives there.
Yeah, for us, it's going to be depending on his experience and everything. I mean, it shouldn't be no crazier than less than 85. It just depends on the experience and the FICO. But yeah,
Yeah.
up there, because it's not like a massive investment state. Probably looking at a credit check and an appraisal. But the good thing about that is, yeah, it's probably not the quickest to close, but it comes back with better leverage than a quicker close. So it has its pros and cons up there.
Okay. So I'll take you real quick around. We got a few people, and then Stan hasn't come on yet. So if he doesn't, I'll connect you directly. So we got new people. We got Hugo up here. He's actually in Belgium. He's doing a lot of deals in Texas. So he came in over the weekend. Been talking to him a while, Casey. So try to introduce you
Yeah.
to him as well. Then we got
Well, I am in
Marjorie.
Texas, and that's where we're going to be the strongest. Is probably Texas, Arizona, Colorado, Tennessee, and Georgia is probably where we're going to shine the best. As far as like our quick close products and stuff.
Yeah, and then Hugo, you might want to even just have a chat with Casey or at least about they have a great affiliate program which might be similar to what you're, I don't know if it is or not. You have to have a conversation and see if it's a fit. If not, like I said, we've got other resources, but they got affiliate program and some of the people like, have joined it and they get, an affiliate fee for taking them deals and stuff. It's a really strong program. Like I've brokered before and I like their deal better. If I have a client right now, I'll take them to Life Changing because I know that it's a better deal, and they got like 200 lending partners, so really strong lender. So, and then of course, we got Marjorie, and then of course, so the new people we also got Laura. Let me introduce Laura real quick, and then I'll come back to you, Casey, because I know she's been on for
All
a
right.
bit, and then I'll come back to you and see if Stan does come on. He was on his way home. So Casey, yeah. So Laura, how are you?
I'm great. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. So definitely introduce you to Casey because if you need flip financing or rental, he's the go-to in our group with life-changing lending.
Awesome. Well, I was going to say I'm in one of those places he might not like to do as much with. I'm in Washington State as well, so I'm north of Seattle.
Wow, I just realized that. I've totally forgot about that. So you and Stan, this new guy, Stan Orlowski, I don't know if you know him. He's brand new. He just came in today, finally onboarded. I've been working on it with him the last couple of days to get on, to get
nice.
in. So yeah, so two of you in Washington. That's good. That could blow the market up. That could actually change the game a little bit there, Casey, having a couple of people in Washington.
Yeah, and I mean, I can always go out and look for programs. It's not a big deal. It's a little like if it's, hey, I need to close by Saturday, I'm probably not your guy. But if I can get an appraisal done and a credit check done, all that, great. On the DSCR, well, I'm nationwide on DSCRs. That doesn't matter. So I can even do them in Alaska, Hawaii. Fix and flips are a little different, just because there's a little bit more involved going on, and it is kind of, it just depends on where I'm pulling my funds from.
Yeah.
So what if I go with the hedge or whatever? So.
Well, we do both fix and flips and buy and holds. We're working on flip in the last 3 years, flip 7 and 8 right now.
Yeah, I mean, we refi all the time, so that's never an issue. We do up to 80% cash out on refis nationwide with no seasoning.
Nice.
So there's some things that go into play with that, but yeah, we can go up to 80.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and a lot of other lenders, that's a rarer thing, right? Standards.
Yeah, it's
7,
typically
8,
everybody
75
falls.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is to get that is obviously the appraisal, but we also want good equity, like typically 40,000 in equity or more, and at least a 700 FICO.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
good to know.
but I mean, typically everybody sits around 75, whether it's another lender or just somebody kind of below 700. They're typically going to max at 75.
Cool. I'm trying to real quick. Oh, never mind. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to send somebody. I'm trying to send our new guy the link again. But yeah, so it's a great program. So anybody that wants to connect with Casey, let me know, and I'll connect you guys in the morning, so you guys can have a conversation with him one-on-one. That's going to help a lot. That's huge, obviously. Let me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to send a text. Trying to text the Zoom link. real quick.
And I'm doing yard work, so if I sound like I'm out of breath, that's fine.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get somebody on here real quick. Trying to get our new guy on. Let me see.
And I'm cooking, so plus I'm doing like a tour of Texas this work hitch, so I'll be pretty much all over the Houston area. I'm gonna go see Tam actually, and I'm gonna probably go by the office, which I probably go by the office like once every 6 months. So
Yeah, that's a good. I know Tam's been busy. I'm trying to get him to come on. He actually made an appearance on the Zoom a couple weeks ago. I was like, holy crap! I'm not used
yeah,
to.
me and him are starting to do some stuff with like Google Ads. We're working on the new CRM. The affiliate system's up. We put a pause on it though, just because we're working on getting the system to actually feed what our pipeline is. So when you sign up, you're always signing up under an LO, whether it's me, Tam, or anybody else. What that's going to do is that it's going to eventually tell you, like right now, it basically says, hey, the product hasn't been approved yet, and we're going to change that to show the pipeline stages. So that's going to be pretty cool to be able to see where it's at in the pipeline. And if it gets killed out, you're going to see instantly that it got killed out. And there might not be notes on it. We're going to try to do that where we go into the system and drop a note if we kill it out. But typically, it just wasn't a deal. Or they, I would say very rarely, today, like they didn't like terms, and I just got them a new set of terms. But they're like, why didn't you give me those terms first? Well, you didn't tell me you wanted it like that. Like you told me you didn't want an appraisal. So I gave you terms with what an appraisal didn't look like. So I was like, but if you want an appraisal, I can get you like $5,000 down. So like kind of up to y'all.
Yeah, but you guys had any problems? Like Danny had this thing, and obviously conventional mortgage, one of his customers has a closing on Friday, and the insurance company called him today and said, oh, we can't insure that house because of wildfire. Like 3 days before the closing.
And my wife probably is the better person to have on for that, because my wife's licensed in insurance in 50 states.
Okay, let me I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get you in touch with Danny, because maybe you can tonight, because he's trying to scramble.
I told Danny I'm still waiting for him to send me something.
He's been with Agents Gather.
Yeah, I told him just go ahead and just start sending me houses, because there's a few programs I don't got to do nothing. I just got to plug it into a calculator, and as long as the math is mathing, the loan is pretty much pre-approved until we verify closing costs. So that's really the only That's really the only thing we're after on some of the loans is, can they make the closing costs? If you're really experienced and you have 4 flips and a 700 FICO, and I believe the program went nationwide. However, I'm going to double check. But now I'm able to roll almost every single bit of the loan into the or every cost of the loan into the loan itself. I think they're going to make it to where Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about we can get everything rolled in. And I think they're going to lower it down to like a 0.5% origination. But we're not totally sure yet. But that's one of the things I'm going to be working on over the next couple of weeks, is figuring out what that cost would be. So that'll be pretty crazy if you're uber experienced and not having to put anything down, and that's your gap plus your first position all inside one loan.
That's a pretty good deal. That's pretty strong to get your gap in.
So yeah, it'll be 4 flips minimum and a 700 FICO minimum. Cool. So it's not going to be for your first time investor unless that person is going to have somebody on the loan with them.
Cool. That's a good deal. That's really strong. I like that. Because, then, obviously we've got Gwen, obviously, but it kind of helps simplify things, streamline a little bit. If people don't go through her, that'll help a little bit.
Yeah.
So she's obviously got some strong stuff going on. So yeah, just seeing just try to get Stan on so I can introduce him to you. And then yeah, it's a really strong program though. So I mean, you guys have everything that's strong.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and I mean, we're also doing Tam does SBAs, and if you ever can't get a hold of Tam, I'm learning the SBAs. So it's
yeah, he's done it for a
um
while. That's amazing. Tam does pretty good. I love Tam's stories too about when people like, how many people take deals to him, like other banks and stuff take deals to him because they can't get him done, but he can. That's a pretty
yeah. I
strong
mean,
thing.
I did I'm doing 5 right now in Virginia. The bank can't do it, and we're pretty much getting all 5 approved with like 0 out of pocket. On these, they're not investments or primaries, but that's what we're working on now. And then if you want to go, like, if you want to actually open up a franchise route, we have a way to do that with the SBAs. But I mean, you got to have good credit, good liquidity, and it's almost daggum near a full doc, and you need to have 20% down. But our biggest problem right now, and I've only seen a few people that are even ready for it, but if you're gonna send in for a loan and you like it and everything, they now, like, underwriters are starting to kick back. If we don't have docs collected within 2 weeks, the file's done.
Yeah.
It's not us, it's our underwriters kicking back. And when they close a file out and you say, hey, I still want to go with those terms, we can't get those terms anymore. So now we have to go back in there, get underwriting to re-pull terms again, and then see if it's something we can even do. And they might come back and go, hey, this is going to be a different leverage this time. So I tell everybody, just I tell everybody to just put a packet together of your driver's license, your EIN, your experience with all your HUDs. If you used different LLCs, we're going to need the operating agreements of those LLCs. We're also going to need 9 times out of 10, we're going to need that if you weren't the only person on that LLC, we're going to need everybody to credit authorize on those LLCs. So that means even though they're not on the loan, they still have to credit authorize. So that is something that we're seeing pop up across the board, not just with us, but a lot of people. But I would say put a whole packet together and put it all together. That way you can dump it all to us at the same time. And we're getting very few documents at that point. If it's in Texas, hang on, babu. If it's in Texas, as far as title, we got Candy that came on here. Candy is who I send all my title work to.
Yeah. So we've had her before, guys. If anybody needs any title work, Casey's got a good connection in Texas, and she's got a good She's got a lot of connections around the country. Candy Patterson, and she's good. So if she can't close it because she's not in your state, she has a connection, and they're really good at doing all the what we do, not just conventional title work.
And my wife, she's doing insurance all 50 states. The downside is they kind of we found out this morning that pretty much all the carriers she runs through are pulling fix and flip funding because it's too risky of a policy for them right now. So some can do it, but now it's starting to get a little bit pricier on the insurance. But she's looking at probably switching to a different brokerage that lets her write these fix and flip policies and stuff, just because that's a good chunk of her business. So
yeah, I just had the thing with them canceling policies in my town because of wildfire.
Yeah,
it sucks.
She was looking at going to Goosehead. I don't know. Hang on,
because
Alexa, how long left on timer? 4 minutes. Yeah, I'll just pull them. But yeah, she's there's certain states where we can't. In Texas now, most of the big companies, in parts of Texas won't even cover. Anything near the coast, they won't cover. So
Yeah, they're because of obviously the fire in Boulder, Colorado that burned 1,500 houses. You know, the insurance companies are kind of like they're taking a bath until they can stick it to the energy company that was responsible for the line coming down. So
yeah, we were supposed to get some New Mexico work with my W-2, and we haven't really got it yet. Colorado, they're looking at giving us what's called a walkout, and we basically go and see, did the line actually get installed like they said they did from A to B, and we just basically walk around all day waiting for that gig to come through.
yeah, it's a kind of a. Let's see, I'm trying to get him on there. Give me 1 second. So, anybody got any questions for Casey? This is a great time to, because I know he's been busy. He's been busy. So, if you guys want to ask him questions, Marjorie, you might want to real quick. Let me try to get you on. You had a question because your property is kind of unique. So, if you want to maybe ask him, Casey directly about your any of your properties.
Okay, I have one that it's a 4-2. It's neat. I bought it with private money, 42, but it needs 15 in cosmetic rehab and appliances. So I'm trying to get out of I have 5 months left on the loan, but I'm trying to just get a loan to pay off the private money and also get it remodeled.
What state is it again?
Illinois, West Frankfurt.
We could always do a refi, pay off the hard money lender, but it still needs remodels done to it.
Mm-hmm. The only thing it's just been a month since I've owned it. Is that going to be a problem? Because I know some lenders want seasoning at least 6 months.
It can be, but I'd have to look at it because sometimes it just makes better sense. But we have a no seasoning, but if it still needs rehab done to it, then we can't put it into a DSCR, and that's across the board. Like no lender can take a DSCR that needs rehab done to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it doesn't hurt. So, put you in touch with Casey. When I do the connections in the morning, I will connect you to Casey and you can just go through it one-on-one and see if that works out for you. And then we'll try to come up with some other scenarios for Thursday night. I can talk to some other people in the group, but I'll put you in touch with Casey in the morning so you can work with him in the next couple of days and see if we can find something for you or find a way to do it. They like to get creative.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way to do it. It's just it might be a couple closings where we have to go through a process to do it, because bridge to bridge is not a lot of lenders are kind of frowning upon bridge to bridge just because it's they don't want to inherit risk.
Right.
So that's where a lot of them are kind of kicking back on it. But if it makes sense and the numbers work and the comps come back correctly, then yeah, it's not a no until I look at it. So I just kind of, if you ever work with me, I kind of want to give you a gut check of what we're going to run into, and it's how I look at everything. Because in my mind, I want to figure out a way to find an objection and overcome that objection. But I'm going to tell you kind of like, hey, these are the punches that are about to be presented.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
And that's a good process. And like I said, Life Changing's done a lot of deals in our group, so they like to get creative. They don't like to say no if they can't, if they can find a way to get it done.
We don't like to say no.
They like to get, they like to find a way to get it done, and they've built a great relationship with our group, so.
Yeah, and I mean, if not, bare minimum, we can always do a HELOC. I'm not a big fan of HELOCs, but sometimes they just make sense. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I thought while you're on here, let me see if anybody else needs to talk to Casey one-on-one or. or something like that. I'll connect you guys in the morning. That way you
Yeah.
guys can find it, and then Laura can connect you as well if you need some help with your deals. I know Anita's got hers. So we got a lot of stuff going on too. We got, almost everything's blowing up. Willie and Cameron's program's blowing up, so we're good. I think this is going to be incredible. We're waiting for Stan or Lasky to come on, so I'm trying to I just sent him the link again. So our other person from Washington. So that's good. We got 2 in Washington. Now we can get a couple more in the Northwest area, and like feel like almost every other corner of the country has like 5 or 6, has some people. That helps a lot because we can start, directing you like, hey, we need some more resources for that part of the country. Hey, now we got our 5th country. Well, now we got Belgium and a lot of UK, Canada, and Australia and Pakistan. So that's awesome in Canada, which helps a lot. Being able to say we're kind of international. So let me go ahead and try to bring Sean on real quick. Sean Doolittle. Sean, are you able to talk on 719? Which one's I'll try to get him on, so he's still trying to get his communications figured out. If not, no big deal. I'll try to get Stan on to talk to Casey. If not Casey, I'll just
Hey,
connect you
Nate.
guys. Oh, hey dude, what's going on? What's new?
Well, the weather's just fine here in Kentucky.
Cool.
Beautiful day today. Unbelievable. I used to come here when I was a kid and spend summers, and but Colorado has like 6 colors, white, blue, brown, off brown. But yeah, gorgeous here in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yes.
Yeah, had a big festive week at the church.
Okay.
That I'm a member of, and I run the soundboard for the
Well, I know.
pastor, Brother Bush. So that was fun. I used to be a professional musician.
Yeah, guys. Yeah,
So
Sean
I'm back in
actually.
my element.
Sean is actually well connected in the music industry. He's also buddies with Jim Belushi and Tommy Chong. So he's got a lot of, he used to run like Guitar Center and all that stuff. So he knows a lot of people. So he's also a really good musician. Obviously, you guys who don't know, I think I introduced a few people to Sean last week. Sean is one of my partners before when we had our other company. He is he's did some rehab. He had some physical injuries. So he's actually back with us, and he's a partner in a company out of New Jersey that does a lot of funding and stuff like that. So he has some unique funding opportunities and stuff. So Sean's kind of getting back, which is really makes everybody happy, including my mom. I told her you're back in the fold. She was really happy. Because like I said, Sean used to live in Colorado Springs, but we live 50 miles apart. And Sean's background, Sean, do you want to kind of tell everybody new? We got some people that are new. What your background at Key Bank and Air Academy?
Yeah, sure. So growing up in Monument, Colorado, grew up on a ranch there, and both of my mom and my stepfather were in the financial arena. My stepfather was the president of mortgage lending for banks, and then he ended up at Air Academy Federal Credit Union. So for my homework when I was in high school, I basically would write all of their contracts and cross all the I's and dot all the T's. And so I was really good at math, which irritated my teachers because I'd never show my work because I just do it in my head, but whatever. Right? So I didn't think anything of it. Went on to become a musician, a ski bum. And when I married my ex-wife, she told me I had to get a real job. So I got a job at Key Bank as a business development officer. I had the entire Front Range of Colorado, Colorado Springs, Castle Rock. I didn't have Denver. I didn't want to mess in that market, but rose my way up to be one of the leading business development officers in the footprint with Key Bank. Air Academy Federal Credit Union, when my stepfather was leaving, he was the senior, he was the VP of mortgage. They asked me to come there, and this was in 2003, and market was killer. We were doing VA loans like left and right, and so I had a good career there. Some buddies of mine that I'd known forever, and they were in the mortgage business, and we were with Clarion Capital at that time. So we were kind of like a branch, and we were doing really good. We were just sending out postcards for refis. The market was kicking. About 2006, we started to see some implosion. You know, your Countrywides and your Wells Fargo started pulling out, and you'd have a loan that was closing in 2 weeks with SunTrust, and all of a sudden they're out of business. So that was that. 2008, still doing good, but I had made quite a few connections in the commercial real estate arena, and I built those relationships for several years. 2011, I left my partners and went strictly commercial. Ran that for a while. Met Nate in about 7 years ago, Nate?
Maybe 8. Yeah, a little bit. Right around the time I started transitioning. I think I had just taken the private money broker course, and I was starting to blow up a little bit.
Right,
So,
and you were going to Bulldog, or
yeah.
you
it
were
was
going to that big conference.
Yeah, Pitbull. Yep.
Pitbull.
Yep.
And which was great. You brought back a plethora of very gainful information there, because I'm a plethora of useless information. So it's always good when somebody has good input. So yeah, I do agriculture, horticultural, commercial. I've worked my way in with what you call the good old boys there on the New York Stock Exchange. We do all kinds of different platform trades, bullets, everything based on commodity to forfeiting. So, you know, I have a very large investment group. And since I've kind of come out of retirement, let's call it that, they've all been reconnecting with me. So it's a little bit of a upward climb here to say, but it just back in the saddle again. So you know, I have people reaching out to me all the time. I have handfuls of investors that I trust in. It's their capital, it's their money. That's a nice motorcycle. You know, so we basically perform based on a lot of what y'all have been talking about already. Because we set the rates, we set the terms, we put the money there, we have a little bit different kind of strategy, in the fact that as we don't want anybody, it's a win-win situation for everybody. It has to be. And I think, you know, JC, Keith, you've touched on, you know, on that. Really, so I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I do want to circle back around on some notes that I took from last week. It looked like we were looking to form a committee, not like a board, but maybe more like an ethics committee. And
we're going to do that. We're going to put together like an ethics thing that's going to be part of our reindeer of our platform through LearnDash, because then everybody will kind of, you know, as far as lenders and all that, because we're gonna grow a lot more, guys. So Sean took some notes on that, which is really good. So really important that you know, we touch on that as far as on the platform goes, because we're going to grow exponentially. You know, we have 125 associates. We hit our milestone. We have 7 people. We will have 8 after tonight in the reindeer. But I call the slay team. You know, it's like, hey, we're gonna go out there and slay the competitors. So yeah. So what other notes did you take, Sean? Yeah.
You know, I mean, I like the CCIS programs with Dave. I'm definitely with Clint.
Frank Coons,
You know, I definitely like the debt service coverage ratio that you were talking about. That's great. I know you're going to be putting together some comprehensive things with Gwen and the EMDs. Yeah, so just, you know, I really would like to see everybody's kind of input on what they think about a code of ethics, possibly, and just help Nate in any way, or any of y'all for that matter, put your deals together. I've been doing this for 25 plus years, so I've cut my teeth, let's call it that. I've been through the good times and the bad times, as it were. And so, you know, I've had my Series 7. I'm probably going to redo that here in Kentucky, and I probably will open another brokerage, but not residential, just commercial brokerage here in Kentucky. I have a lot of connections with realtors. I sit on the board of realtors nationwide, so I have major connections there. My mom was like the top selling agent in Colorado Springs all through the 80s and early 90s. I had my first child, Madison, and you know, when Madison started walking and talking and eating, my mom decided to retire because she wanted to spend more time with my daughter. And so 2 more later, she's in Colorado right now, visiting my kids for a couple of weeks. So it's great. You know, I mean, I started, like I said, I started kind of in this business as homework assignment from my folks, but it has worked into be a professional career for the last 25 plus years.
Yeah, guys.
So yeah,
it's a little good to hear from Sean too. Like I said, guys, he's one of my good friends. I mean, more so just business partners, and I just want to reemphasize that he's put a lot of work in the last couple of years coming back from his medical issues. So not going to go into that further, but just so you guys know, Sean's one of the best guys in the business, and yeah, like I said, he's a great guitar player. Almost like, I mean, literally the guy could front almost any band that's out there. So just want to let you guys know that. Thanks, Marjorie. I'll try to put you in touch with Casey tomorrow. I'll make the direct connect. I don't know if Stan's still going to try to come on there. I just told him again the link. Some people are new and try to get them on. So if not, Casey, I'll try to connect you with Stan directly or Losky. So
Hey, Sean,
anybody? Yeah.
Hey, Sean, I'll reach out to you either tonight or tomorrow. I've been kind of looking around over there for something.
Cool, Chris. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Most
Were you able
definitely.
to? Were you in contact with any agents out there recently, or not so much?
Yeah, I gave them, you know, the kind of like heads up that we're gonna be what we were looking for. You know, kind of the laundry list. They have a wide spectrum, so I wanted to make sure I picked the right connection with you. Like I said, you know, it's your company, it's your LLC, it's your fund, and that, so I went with that. Do that with Chris before, but if any of you have a question about how I piece together loans, I own. I'm the CFO of the Pyramis Group out of New Jersey, and we have a very interesting programs. We're not angel funds. We're not hard money. We are investor backed. We growth capital through our investors and lend that money because they make a lot of money and they like that. Right, Chris? So yeah, right. most definitely.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you probably tomorrow morning or so.
Okay.
Sounds great, Chris. Thank you.
Making one more attempt to get it's a weird email address. Trying to get him on there. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna try to get him on one more time. Hopefully he'll be on in a second. I just got him one more. It's like one of those Comcast ones. So yeah, so it's really good, guys, that we're getting a really good team together. As we go more. So what I'm going to do real quick while we're waiting to get Stan on is as we grow more, the agents gather is going to be more important. You know, if you guys want to get on there and get your account set up, it's free. Once you do, and I'll put the email at, you know, the website in there now. Once you're on there, and there's a few steps as far as, you know, profile picture, and you have to do 40% of your profile, and then it goes live. You let me know, and I will let Danny know, and then he will upgrade you to premium for life, so it's free. And I'll set you up with a call with him, and he'll go over how it can help you, because LearnDash Reindeer is going to be on use it on the Agents Gather platform. They connect together. Danny's already putting. Oh, here's Stan. Cool, awesome. So let me welcome Stan. So, hey Stan, sorry, dude. I don't know what happened on your email. So I'm glad you're here. Let me introduce you to is Casey still on? So actually, hey, so welcome Stan. So also we have another person in Washington. So we have two of you now, which is great. That helps a little bit. So yeah, let me try to get him to introduce himself. So Stan, do you want to like introduce yourself and what you're doing, and then I'll connect you to Casey. He's on right now, and then I'll introduce you guys in the morning as well. So he may be just trying to get, yeah.
And real estate investor, doing Washington and Idaho, looking to expand even further than that. I do flips. My niche is probate. And like I said, I came on, but I locked down two flips today. And then obviously those are for quick cash influx, and to keep the business going. My niche is probate, and we're also expanding into some smaller commercial apartments, 6 units and above, so we can scale much bigger, much faster. And that's kind of the real estate side. One of the other aspects of my business is very heavily focused on bringing equal and affordable access to legal support and services to everybody, especially my friends that are in the real estate profession and or small business owners.
That's a cool thing. We definitely should do like a Zoom like on that where we do, because some nights we do special topics, and we can kind of reach out and I can promote it and you can talk about it on the Facebook group, and then we can set up a night where you can talk about that. Everybody's kind of open to do that. I mean, we're not gonna get too crazy and be like fun, like some things, but everybody needs legal services. And we do actually have a securities and syndication attorney in our group as well, which helps a little bit. So it's cool. So that's a good legal service is always great. So I was going to introduce you. Laura Hicks is on and now, and she's in Washington as well. She came in a couple like last week, and I just kind of forgot that she was also in Washington like you. So that helps a lot. And then I'm going to introduce you to Casey. In the morning, I will introduce you on Messenger. But Casey's on right now from Life Changing Lending. They do Washington. So just real quick, Casey, if you want to introduce yourself to Stan, then I'll connect you guys in the morning. Casey he was out doing some yard work while he was on. So
Well, welcome, Stanley. And I was just going to ask, what part of Washington are you in?
Yeah, I'm in Spokane.
Okay. Yep. Other side of the state. I'm up north of Seattle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My girlfriend's got family over there, and Port Angeles and over there, and my dad was from Everett. So, but we're on opposite ends, but same state. We're not too far away.
Nope. No.
And that helps a little. That helps a little bit because, like what Casey was going to say later, and I think I'll have to trick you guys. I'll have to connect you guys in the morning. I think he just had his children, but he's said that they've got definitely good programs, a lot of the decent programs in Washington. But having more people also helps, and it gives him a little bit more leeway with his company. They got 200 lending partners besides their own money, so that gives them an opportunity to even go and find some more resources. Their company already has a track record to attract them. So that's good. So they can actually develop some programs with both of you.
Great. Perfect.
We were really short on Pacific Northwest, man. We didn't have any. I used to joke our next person over is Iowa. And then we do have a guy named Zeke who's on a lot of our Zooms. He's in Wyoming. Other than that, really from from Washington, Oregon to Iowa, we had nobody. So that's a good thing to have two of you right there, and we can start building east. And
Yeah,
then we're
we can
good. And
change
then,
that for you.
yeah, we're in 5 countries. Hugo joins us. This is the first Zoom. He's in Belgium. So we're in 5 countries. He actually does a lot of business in Texas, but we got a lot of people. We got a lot of international presence, which is great. So I'm gonna connect you in the morning with Casey because he was on. He just had to go back to his children, but life changing is amazing. And then you'll deal with two people at life changing. You'll deal with Casey Hagedorn, who's on, and he's been in our group since August. They got 6 people, actually maybe 7 now, because I think one other person is going to become a loan officer with them. So their company has gone really all in. They like the business that they're getting from our group, which helps everybody. And it doesn't help just you and Stanley and you and Laura. Helps everybody to have life changing. And we have got other lenders. We've got Lone Star that can do 10 states, 100% financing on flips. We've got Willie and Cameron, we were talking about earlier, that can help you buy 50 rental properties. It's a true 100% financing play. So we've got all these programs, and we're going to build this program. So, guys, what I was saying earlier is that with Agents Gather, you guys are going to want to be on Agents Gather. If you're not, I'm going to put that website in right now. One of my best friends in my town, Danny Skelly, owns it. He's a realtor in Evergreen, Colorado. Phenomenal platform, and you get a free account. So get the free. Here comes the Casey's coming back on now. That's good. So agentsgather.com is that? Did I spell that right? I put 2 T's in it. Sorry. Agentsgather.com, and then you get the free account. Once you're on there and you do the couple steps to activate it, you got to put your profile picture, and I think it's 40% of your profile. Let me know, and Danny will upgrade you to premium upgrade. It's normally $14.95 a month. He can actually then trade you content. So if you want to go and post stuff about, hey, Washington, there's not a lot of, you guys want to go build a group or build some geographic for some real estate, whatever you do, he'll trade you SEO and optimization to help your business get on Google for free in exchange for posting some stuff. But Agents Gather is where we're going to host the reindeer program, and it's going to be on a system everybody can. I posted it earlier in the group, on the Facebook group. LearnDash is the we're going to use as the platform. Phenomenal. There's still going to be a couple Zooms a week because I still want to have the live interaction. Obviously, we want to have Zooms, but we're going to be bringing a lot of people in the Reindeer, which we call the Real Estate Investors Network and Disposition, Education, Empowerment Resources. So Reindeer, our Reindeer games, and we call it the Slay Team, not SELIGH, SLAY, because we want to limit it to competition. So as we build up this group, guys, it's going to be phenomenal, and everybody that's in the Reindeer group gets all through December 31st to help us build it. It's full featured. You get to work with the associates. The only difference is the associates, a lot of them have been in for a couple of years. So they're getting like a revenue share off of, helping build it. But we're going to come up with some other incentives for the first 125 reindeer people that are in the group. Sometime in the fall, we start doing subscriptions. We'll be like, hey, we'll come up with something to make you guys like, we want equality. We want this to be a friendly social group. So real quick, while Casey just got back on, let me make sure I introduce you to him, Stanley. So Casey stands on. He's our new guy from Washington. So let's see if he might answer in a second. Sometimes I'll just let him answer if he comes on.
Yeah, I have it on mute half the time. So,
yeah,
or you keep me on mute half the time. So
yes, but trying to get you off.
yeah.
So he's in Spokane. So, and then obviously Laura's over by Seattle. So I know you just gave your Washington spill, but if you can do it again for Stan, that'd be awesome. Finally got him on board. Been trying to get him on board for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you got anything, we'll take a look at it. We'll quote it. Not a big deal. It will most likely always need an appraisal and a credit check, which it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just, it's not going to be, I'll tell you right off the bat, it's probably not going to be like a 3-day close with these programs because we're 7 to 10 days after the appraisal. So if that's not an issue, then that's great because we can typically get, based on the experience, get you 90% LTC. Some cases we might even be able to go a little bit higher than that, but I would say comfortably probably around 90% LTC.
Great. Are those no doc loans? You have both? What do you?
I mean, I got full doc. I got basically light doc. If it's as far as no doc, it's probably not going to be a no doc loan, but it won't have W-2s or anything. So typically with like a hard money, we're more or less looking at the property, not you. We're just looking at you because you're guaranteeing on it. But other than that, we're looking at, hang on.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really solid though, Stan. You'll like it. Everybody that works with these guys, they've got 200 lending partners. Ryan and Clint, Casey's bosses are both in the group.
Yeah.
So they're getting a lot of. They like our business. They wouldn't have 7 people in the group.
And I mean, for the most part, we just need LLC docs, driver's license, and we want to see a spread. That's mainly what we're looking for is no more than 75% of the ARV if you're going to flip it. If you're going to hold it, then I can go a little bit higher, but you might, at that point, it might turn into like a rate and term because we're not going to be able to do a cash out if you're locked up too high. So
yeah,
that's kind of one of the trade-offs with it.
Yeah, no, that's when my niche is probate. So I get usually a much bigger spread on these than say your typical wholesaler or somebody just buying them. The 2 I got right now, one's at 52% LTV and the other one's probably about 55%.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. If there's nothing wrong with it, I've seen it before where we've done a probate in Texas. Now this was just with the Texas deal because that's where we're at. But we were looking at it where we just gave them the money. She needed less than 10K. We just gave her the money. We didn't even do draws just because there was nothing really wrong other than picking out the carpet and then doing a fresh coat of paint. That was it. That's all she wanted to rehab for. But on the back side of that, it was a VA foreclosure, and there was like 125K on the back. So they're like, yeah, we're comfortable with it.
Yeah, they like to get creative. They're very good on that. They don't want to say no. They're very, I mean, like I said, they've gone all in with us, and his bosses come on once in a while, and Addison will come on. She does GSDR. She's a guru on that. Chris, I think he may have gone off. Chris Bowden actually joined as a loan officer after he came into our group. So we've had a few people actually join them that came from our group to actually be in our to train. Like he goes talking about being doing table funding and stuff, and we've got a lot of opportunity to train people to lend money and stuff like that, and the broker. But Life Changing is just amazing. Just their name is what they are. Phenomenal. So you could be really happy, and I'll do the connection in the morning. Normally what I do is I'll just hit you guys up on Messenger, and once you both acknowledge each other, I'll pull out of the conversation. I'll leave it so you guys can chat. And then if you need more, then we've got a few more people. But obviously my thing is go with Casey and Life Changing as much as you can, because they'll develop a relationship with you. And with Laura being in Washington too, that gives them that gives them a little bit more, a few people up there to they can build a business around.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I think I actually put a dot in your email instead of the underslot.
Oh, that's yep. I was waiting, but
no, I was like, I went to look at it, I go, oh, it's not. No. Trying to look out on my phone, so I apologize for that. Especially the first one, I like to get you in and get you. We're a very social group. We're very friendly. I always tell people, and this goes for everybody, guys, if you're ever going to be like 45 minutes or late, and this tonight was on me because I put the wrong thing in. But if you're ever going to be 45 minutes or to an hour late, just text me so I'll make sure we stay on for you.
Yeah. Let me set us up for in the morning. I'm about to jump off because I'm going to try to get my 3-year-old to eat. But yeah, set us up for in the morning. I'm off until Wednesday, so I don't have to go back out into the field just yet. So I have pretty much all day tomorrow while she's at school and my wife's at work. I can sit there and look through deals and stuff. So even if we have to get on a Zoom or something, that's totally fine.
Cool. And I've also I just heard back from Danny, so he's going to contact you in the morning about trying to get in touch with your wife to try to get an insurance quote.
Can you do Colorado with Shaw?
Not with Shaw, no. We've already discussed this.
Oh,
Yeah, she might. That's her downside is she can write anything in Texas, but when it goes outside of the state, it's always like 50-50 if they want to take it.
okay.
So, because she might be licensed, but the brokerage ain't, and that's the problem she's running into. Is
Yeah,
I give her
'cause,
so much business, she can only write Texas,
yeah.
but she doesn't want to go work at State Farm because they suck.
Oh yeah. Snake farm.
So, and she doesn't. She was looking at Goosehead because they have some stuff where you don't have to be like the independent person. So she's looking at that and a couple other places that'll, but she wants all her license to be used at the same time. So that's where she's kind of like, she'll tell you all day about insurance, how to put a policy together, everything, especially on these flips. The downside is she can't do anything like other than just kind of give you a ballpark because she can't actually get in there and work on the numbers.
Well, you know, these
outside of
obviously,
Texas.
obviously, Danny's not going to be doing a flip. It's for a regular, you know,
Yeah,
customer for as a realtor. It just sucks that they just contacted his client today and told him they can't insure a house that's closing on Friday because of wildfire.
Send it. Have him call me because I might have an option. I just got to make a few phone calls, or I got to get in. I can do it through Nexa, so I can just
Okay.
get in there tomorrow and get on. And
Yeah,
as
I'll
long as
tell
I
him
have
to
the
call
details,
because I know
yeah.
you guys have been talking anyway about the other stuff you
Yeah,
guys are talking about. So
tell
guys,
him to
yeah,
call me because I don't have his number anymore because I got a new phone. So
yeah, I'll text you his number and all that too. I'll make sure you guys are connected again because I know he was. So guys, like I said, you want to go to Agents Gather and get your account if you don't have one, and then once you're all in there, Danny's getting you upgrade. Then I'll show you. We put all our Zooms in a secret group there too, so they're just the Zooms, nothing else. So we're gonna be putting Reindeer there, and it's gonna be free for pretty much a lot of people in this group are gonna be free. So and Stan is and Hugo are associates. So you guys are good to go. You got lifetime access to that to Reindeer when we build it. It's build in beta, meaning you guys get advise on it, and then once we have subscriptions going, you'll get a small cut of revenue share. $30 per prescription per month will go in a pool. Our goal is to get 10,000 subscribers monthly by January 1st, 2030. That would put $300,000 in a pool of 125 people. That's the goal, and we can do it because people are hungry for this kind of stuff. I'll go into more. You'll learn more about it as we go because we've been going almost an hour and a half tonight. We try not to go usually more than 90 minutes because we got people all over the. Well, I think Hugo just dropped off because he's in Belgium. Got to be like 4 a.m. there. We have an associate who's in Australia, and that's really a weird, like really trying to figure out Australian time zones. So yeah, I think we did a lot of stuff tonight on. Got a lot of good stuff. So I'll connect you in the morning.
Okay.
Stan with Casey. I'll connect Laura. I'll try to connect you guys as well because you're both in Washington and it's always good.
Yeah,
to
that'd
know
be
someone,
great.
especially from being in the same group. You guys can connect and get things going. Maybe find some deals together or something like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's
And
good
then
to network.
yeah, especially you guys are gonna know each other in the here, so it helps. We like to grow our network. We want, like I said, we got a couple. Now we just need to go east, get a couple people in Montana and the Dakotas, and
Yeah.
we'll be good. We'll be good. Nebraska.
I know a bunch of Idaho people too, so I can spread the word.
And Idaho's one of those weird states because I got my private money broker through Lee Arnold and Kogo. Obviously, they're in Coeur d'Alene. They
Yeah.
can't even lend in their own state where their offices are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I came through Lee Arnold's program. So 7 years ago, it's gonna be 7 years in August.
Nice.
So, and we've been doing this for 4 years. It just morphed actually Matt's been with us almost 5 years. So trying to get him back in it. Some people kind of drop off a little while and they come back and they want to get this reindeer thing we've been working on we were gonna launch it we're gonna launch it April 2020. Everybody knows what happened. We kind of killed it. But it was gonna be an entirely different thing. It was gonna be like you log on, it's videos and stuff, there's quizzes and you don't have much interaction. Now this is all interaction and it's gonna be bottom up, what I call bottom up versus top down, meaning we're looking for people within the group to become the guides and become like the key leaders and do their own mini courses. And then the ones that are really successful will develop into full courses and then they get monetized as well that way. And Danny, with LearnDash, Danny and I can build it. You know, obviously he's in my hometown. If you go to the Agents Gather website and see the office building, it's one of his listings. My bank is right behind that building. That's the town I grew up in. So he's a really big luxury realtor here. Our average home price in our town is $1 million. So, and I went to high school with Trey Parker from South Park. So it's kind of a cool little town. We get made fun of a lot on South Park. They just don't use Evergreen in the name. So it's awesome. No, now that I got your email. So what'll happen too is we put in the group on I send out an invitation like for Thursday. I'll send it out to the entire group and it'll come that way. That way, because there's 125 people, we try to make sure that everybody gets the link, and that's the best way to do it. Is just to send it in the Facebook group, and then it's in events. There's an events tab in Facebook. There's also a guides tab. There's a lot of stuff that will be going in. I got 2,000 pages of curriculum, and we also got files tab, and that's where all the downloads are. If you need EMD and GAP funding, the intake forms are on there. You fill them out, and once you fill them out, then it clicks, and you can actually send it to Gwen. I'll introduce you to Gwen. You probably saw the Zoom that she's on, our EMD and GAP transaction coordinator. She 20 years with the Federal Reserve. She's moved billions of dollars before. So we've got a lot of stuff in house that we're able to put people together, and all this happened since August. Literally we were going a different direction, and it was kind of weird because we got to 75 people and 100 people without really having the lending in place and a proof of concept. We didn't even have it. We didn't even know what the concept was going to be in August. We're like, this is like, hey, we're working on what it was going to be Reindeer, but it wasn't like we have this now. The Gators got a little too aggressive and started and we're like, hey, we got to do our own EMD and GAP, and then Life Changing come on board, and that's huge. Their name says what they are. They're life changing for our group and people in it. Those guys are awesome. They don't like to say no. If there's a reason, they also try to help people if people aren't quite ready or something, or they need a little bit of support. They're not like a lot of lenders that just blow people off, and one of our guys, Willie, who's a key guy, he has the saying that if the deal doesn't suck, we can probably find the bucks. Unfortunately, a lot of people, the deal sucks because they got a lot of bad information when they got into this from a lot of other people. So a lot of times we don't like to shame people. We don't like to rip deals apart. We want to help. We want people to come in and feel like, hey, we're on cul-de-sac. We're like just not even a neighborhood. We're on cul-de-sac. Everybody, all the kids play together. They go to school together. They play sports together, barbecue together, everything. We want to have a family. So, and it's going to be harder and harder. Obviously, we get more people. I mean, I kind of worry about that. People have to keep me in check because I'm like, I like to have the personal. I like to get to know, but eventually we have thousands of people. This group will always be interactive, and our group, and provide the oversight and all the key leaders, the direction. But as we get more people in the Reindeer program, it'll be a little harder to keep up with everybody. A lot of people coming and watching the videos, getting the downloads, getting connections and stuff. And then hopefully the people in this group will be connecting with them to do deals. You guys will get a lot of deals through a lot of those people. Everybody that joins is putting money and deals in people's pockets that are already in. So we try to make it called democratized investing. All right, guys, I think we went an hour and a half, which is good. So anybody that is owed a connection, I will have that connection made between probably about 9 o'clock my time, Denver time tomorrow. And then I will also have the Zoom video uploaded here, and then Agents Gather. If you need help with Agents Gather, getting on there and stuff, like figuring out, hit me up. I usually try to hit Danny up like once a week and try to get people, if they need help and stuff, he'll get on. There's also a lot of videos. So keep in mind, it's a small business as well that he runs, but he was doing SEO and optimization before he ever did real estate. So it's a pretty good deal. I know he's got a real estate closing Friday if he can get the insurance fixed. But yeah, so appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and log out for the night, and I will see everybody Thursday. If you got a deal, Stan, especially on your deals
Thanks,
too.
guys.
Sean, what's up?
Thanks, y'all. Nice talking with y'all. I have to run too. Have a good evening. Hit me up if you need anything. Nate has all my information.
Yeah, if you guys want to talk to Sean or to his people, let me know too, and I'll put you in touch. I'm trying to make it so that he has the, a way to, contact him. We might set him up with his own job form and stuff. So I have to do some calls with him to get him set up. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you guys need connections, I'll make all the connections in the morning. So I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you very much for the invite, and have a great night.
Yeah, now you know how to get here. So just remember, don't ever use Thursday for Monday or Monday for Thursday. But the links will be in the Facebook group, and you can click on them. It just
Okay.
it's going to be hard for me to email 125 people. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Okay.
so find them if like I said, I try to get everybody in it. I usually am logged on by about quarter till my time, and I can try to help people at the last minute, but then it becomes harder once I'm on. But I try to help you. We're on Thursday at 5 o'clock Denver time on Mondays and Thursdays. We used to do 3 a week, and we were getting burned out.
Yeah, sounds good. Laura, grab my
you.
information and let's connect.
Will
Yeah,
do.
I'll connect
you,
you
Ben.
guys. I'll connect you both in the morning. And I'll connect you both to Casey as well.
All
Excellent.
right.
Cheers.
Sounds
All right.
great.
All right, appreciate it.
You bet. Have a great evening, everybody.
Yeah, hey Matt, I'll talk to you later. I'll try to do one-on-one.
You
Cool,
got it.
thanks.
Thank you.